Hi there, and welcome to this quick session on how I use the UiPath Studio X to automatically generate and send out the Builderbot session certificates to all attendees. So the tool I used to create this was UiPath Studio X, which is the citizen developer tool from UiPath. And the first thing that I did is I used the project notebook functionality. So to get to the project notebook, I click on this icon up here. And what this does is this gives me a working notebook where I can go through and add different pieces of information. In this case, I added an attendees worksheet, and the idea would be is that I would copy and paste all the names of the different attendees of the Builderbot session, including their email address. And at the end here, what I did is I created two calculated Excel fields just to build me up some names for a certificate and for an email, just that I can go through and create customized emails and certificates for each user. So there's 4 users there, and what I'm going to do is just quickly walk you through the workflow. So the first thing this workflow does is open up that project notebook. It then loops through each of those rows in that Excel spreadsheet. And the first thing that it's going to go do, it's going to go open up a PowerPoint presentation, and I've generated a certificate in that PowerPoint presentation. So what it's going to do, it's going to go through and it's going to look for some text called attendee name here, and what I'm going to replace that text with is the name that comes from that Excel spreadsheet. So if I just show you what that looks like, this is the PowerPoint template. It's going to search for that text there and then replace it with the attendee's name. And after it's replaced it with the attendee's name, what it's going to do, it's going to save that certificate as a PDF document, and then it's just going to go reset that base certificate. So it's going to search for the attendee's name that it's just filled in, and it's going to replace it with the text called attendee name here, just so it's good to go the next time we use it. Now the next part of this workflow, what I wanted to do was I wanted to customize an email to a specific user. And what I mean by that is I wanted to say, "Hi Sean," and then put some text in that specific email. So to do that, I used a Word document template, and this is what the Word document template looks like. Exactly the same as the previous example. I just put attendee name here, and then I put some text that I wanted to send out to that specific user. And what I'm going to do then is once I've customized it, I'm going to give it a very specific name to say this is the email for Sean or whoever it may be. And then finally, what I'm going to go do is I'm going to use my Outlook account to go and craft a new email to that specific attendee. I'm going to use a subject, which is the name of their certificate. I'm going to use that Word document with their personalized email and use that as the body of the email. And finally, I'm going to go through and I'm going to actually attach their certificate so that that's part of their email that they receive. Now, because I could be doing 5, 10, 50, 100 of these at any given time, the final part is I just started to clean up after myself. So I used 2 of the delete files and I deleted that certificate and then that email Word document template. Okay, so let's go have a look at what this looks like when it runs. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to push run, and what we'll see is we'll see the bot in action. So the first thing this bot's going to do when it starts up, it's going to go open up this Excel spreadsheet. It's going to go loop through all of those items and pick up that data. And the next thing that it's going to do, it's going to open up that PowerPoint certificate. It's going to load that up for me, and you'll see there that it's already replaced the template with that specific attendee's name. The next thing that it's going to go do is it's going to go through, reset it back to me for to attendee name here so we can use it for the next attendee. And then finally, what it's going to go do, it's going to go through and it's going to open up that Word document for us, and it's going to go create that custom email. So we'll see the bot will open up the Word document here. Again, it's replaced that template with the user's name. Close that down. It's going to close down the Excel spreadsheet, and what it's then going to go do is it's going to loop on to the next user that's part of this automation. And exactly in the same way, it will go through one by one for each row inside that Excel spreadsheet. So let's skip to the end and just see what actually happens. So let's have a look at that email that's actually come through. So if I switch over to my Outlook account, here you'll see the first emails come through. Builderbot certificate for Kai, and it says, "Hi Kai," so it's personalized it for me. "Thanks again for attending the session." And if I opened up that specific certificate, you'll see that it's gone through and it's automatically customized that and saved it as a PDF for me. Now this is a very simple automation, probably took me 10 or 15 minutes to put together in UiPath Studio X. but a huge time saver for me, because if I was doing 10, 20, 50, 100 of these, it would take me a huge amount of time, and it's all about automating the tedious, mundane, and repetitive tasks. We can't wait to see what you'll create. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Speak soon.